Okay. Live videoing again. The camera is slightly higher, and I'm in the kitchen as opposed to in my studio. What's different? The light might be a little different, but I didn't want to turn on the overhead light because shadows. Don't typically like working in here, but you know, when you share a space with someone else who has plans of their own, you make accommodations, especially if you plan to be inside with said person for a number of days, as yet to be determined. Actually, there's a set time limit on the number of days that I will be inside, simply because, yes, I understand I can have things delivered. However, it is impossible to deliver things to my house, so I have things delivered to my work. And that is where his cat food is. So I'd have to go and get it. It's already there. I hope everyone had a nice Wednesday. I'm discovering that working from home makes me very tense, just because I'm I'm always that kind of person that always feels like I am working, and so if I am not going somewhere and working, if I am just always in the place where I am working, it's not great. So, we make mail art to calm down, among other things. I'd had a whole plan with this, and then I got to talking to you, and I didn't do it. Oh well. I'd planned to like cut out a shape here to match this, which, you know, nobody knows that but me and you guys, because I told you. But I mean, no one will know, which is nice. That's the thing about art, is that no one can tell you it's wrong, except you. I mean, you might not like it, but it's not your art. No. Yep, this is just like my playtime. It's just hunting around for different pieces of paper, seeing what I want to put next to everything else. This is that tasty smelling glue. Do not eat the art supplies. These are bits of what's called selvage. It's the stuff around the edges of postage stamps. And because I use a lot of stamps, I end up with lots of selvage sometimes. Yeah. And I don't like to throw anything away. have an idea that, oops, that I can put the washi tape on some waxed paper. And then I can punch holes in it. If I put it closer, I can punch holes in it. Yeah. See, that's fun. I wouldn't recommend doing that without backing it on something. Otherwise, I think the tape will just stick to everything. Look, I got an extra little circle sticker out of it. Kathy has been kind enough to tune in and tell me what you were saying in chat, because I cannot look at my phone and also do the stuff. Not effectively anyway, I don't think. I mean, I can, but I raised the thing, it's hard to say. But anyway, she tells me that Caesar says hello, and I say, hello, Caesar. Hello, everyone. I am, the phone is a little higher than yesterday. Which is also why I can't see it as well. Because I can't look over the top of it. Is it better? Is it worse? I don't know. You let me know. I mean, these things are adjustable. I don't want to fully, like, art these windows because I know that the cards I'm going to use, I'm going to want the cards to show through too. That's fun. Yes, really chill Martha Stewart. I don't know, Martha Stewart's pretty chill. I can't say I've ever seen real vigorous Martha Stewarting. But I don't watch that much. Maybe she's got some exercise bits or something. Okay, that's good. I'm glad higher up is better for your viewing pleasure. Also, really shout out to Kathy for making it so that I can understand what you're saying. She is not required or beholden to do so. She volunteered. And that was kind of her. Dylan, your soup is bubbling. Because I'm in the kitchen. So I know these things.
You mean ours?
Yes, I mean our soup. It's a very traditional potato and leek soup a la St. Patrick's Day. It's not really. If I wanted to be traditional about it, we could have made Colcannon. We actually could have made Colcannon. We had cabbage. If you do not know what Colcannon is, it is cabbage and mashed potatoes and lots of butter. That's good. Colcannon is good. Yeah, so, like, I said this yesterday, but, like, these aren't done, but I get to a point where I'm like, alright, I'm gonna move on to the next envelope, because I don't like to just make an envelope, move on. I like to put some things on, move to the next one, put some things on, maybe go back, put some more things on someplace else. Yeah, it's all... It's a building up process.
I'm actually gonna put some cabbage in mine. You want me to cut you some?
No, thank you. I did that because I knew that the glue was going to go through those holes. And in order to keep it from going onto the surface that I'm working on, it goes on that. We don't have any quarantine wine.
There is a liquor store.
I know.
Dustin told me he wanted to put some.
No, too much. Much too much. cutting, I try to move the paper and not my scissors. It's easier. And slightly more precise. If you heard a sneeze, that was the cat.
Did he eat?
The cat has not been fed. So I cut this out, not because I wanted to use this, but because I knew that there was this on the back of this, and I want to use this, but I knew I wanted to use that in the future, use this thing in the future. So this way I know how much of this I have left to play with.
The food. It's right here. Right there.
No, I don't. I don't like that though. This is the process. Okay, so you'll see what I'm talking about with the glue showing through on this acetate. Which I'm gonna make it work for me. But it definitely, it's not something you can hide. See, like, you can't see it, but wait. No, you can't. Don't worry, the cat's been fed. The husband has also been fed. He took care of both of these things. I think this needs a thingy. But I don't know where. See, like, that definitely goes there. That's so cool. Is that mine?
I mean, it can be. I
Oh.
put cabbage in it. I was actually just joking.
Oh, you were just
Yeah.
displaying your soup?
If you want me to make you some more of that.
No, I will get it when I am done. Thank you, though. Oh, I did not coordinate my sweater to match my art, but I have made a point to get dressed every day in my work from home. I'm wearing pants right now. And a different sweater than I was yesterday. That covered up too much. That's better. See, always the push-pull of beautiful papers is like, how much do I want to cover up? I suppose if I continue doing these, I could take, like, requests. But mostly I plan to just turn the thing on, make some mail art, till I'm out of envelopes, or until I'm out of that particular set of envelopes. I do have some birthday cards I need to get in the mail so that they arrive on time. Question about if I have in mind where the address will go or be. So I keep in mind that one, the automated postal system scans from the bottom up, from this corner up, looking for the zip code. So the zip code's always going to be writ large somewhere down in here. After that, the placement of the address is kind of, can be arbitrary. Tend to go here or here on a regular basis. Sometimes it's centered. I know I need to leave room for stamps up in here. If I know that I'm thinking I want to do a mail art set that has a lot of vintage stamps, I leave even more room because I'm going to have to make a stamp mosaic and need space for that. And then I know that the return address is going to go up somewhere in here, most likely. So It's not so much that I know where I'm going to put it, it's just that I have a vague idea of where I'm going to put it. The general idea of where I'm going to put it. And like, see how that's cut a little? Probably just gonna trim that because that's a thing that likes to get caught in postal system machinery. Again, not that I let it because I covered everything in packing tape. Which, admittedly, is probably annoying for people to open, but I don't have to do that part. I'm the kind of jerk that would tell you if your mail was hard to open, though. You're like, wow, this lining was beautiful, but boy, was it thick. Now, I have noticed with this set of envelopes that I've been very right-angled, so I might try putting some things on an angle for the next few. Stamp decisions, it depends. Honestly, I mean, fortunately there was that really nice frog issue, so a lot of these will get those frogs. Because they're in various shades of green, but I only have one book of those, so those are gonna run out fast. And part of the reason I decided I wanted to do a green mail art set was specifically to use those, because I haven't yet. But yeah, sometimes I'll buy lots of vintage stamp sheets, and a lot of those contain stamps that are, you know, just plain boring. And sometimes, in order to make myself use them, I will put them on envelopes first and figure things out from there. Alright, we said we were gonna go at an angle. Where's the top of this? There it is. Thinking about angles. Apparently there are Earth Day stamps coming out. If only I were allowed to buy stamps. I just bought myself an entire press sheet of those Ellsworth Kelly stamps. Which have a nice green-blue one, which might work for these envelopes, but that blue might be too blue. I have a paper that will go excellently with those stamps. But it was too blue for this set. I'm thinking maybe next set will be that green blue to use those stamps. Because I'm not at my desk, I'm gonna have to go get something. Which is a seal stamp, like a gold award seal stamp, which I think I overuse, but love them. Also, it's my mail art. I can do what I want. I make the envelopes and the letters sort of simultaneously. I don't, like, I've currently, when I write my letters, I tuck the replies inside the letter that they're being replied to while I'm making the envelopes. So by the time the envelopes are done, typically the letters are done, and then I can just stuff and address all at the same time. Although, like I said, I've got some birthday cards that have to get out, so I'll probably send some of these before they're all done. Alright, I'll go this way now. Yeah, and the reason I turn things and sometimes rip things is mainly to challenge myself. Like, these things don't have to be perfect. They don't have to all align correctly, or, you know, there's not, the only rules are like the mail regulations, and that's it. And even those can be massaged. As long as it isn't liquid, fragile, perishable, or potentially hazardous and does not contain perfume or lithium batteries, you can mail it. As long as it is under 10 ounces and does not exceed 1/4 inch thickness, you can mail it at a blue mailbox. But guess what? You can't mail at blue mailboxes anymore. Anything else. Which is a huge bummer. I mean, and here's the thing. Like, you could probably still do it. Because, I mean, just try it. The worst thing that happens is it gets lost and no one ever sees it again. The second worst thing that happens is they return it to you. So, I mean, there had been a comment over on the Letter Writers Alliance Instagram about having mail returned due to mail error. And typically not. The only times I've had mail returned like by the post office is for a bad address and like maybe once for more postage. Once or twice. But more typically, I find that if something needs extra postage, the post office just writes for me, the recipient, that, you know, this letter, you know, needs 20 cents or whatever. And they never collect it. They just, you know, shame me for my 20 cents. It wasn't even my fault. Like, you can't use postcard stamps to mail letters, people. And see, like, now this thing needs something organic. But I don't know what. Oh, that's creepy. Ugh. Good news, not using it. Using this part. You know, these are illustrations of plants. Someone went to the trouble of drawing a really creepy child doll next to this plant. Well, with odd-shaped envelopes, technically you are anything that isn't rectangular. So square envelopes, hexagonal envelopes, triangle envelopes, envelopes that are oriented like this, like if you were to put the stamps here and the address here, all of those technically require more postage. Because they require special handling, because they cannot go through the APC, the Automated Postal Center. I don't send a lot of letters on that orientation. Doesn't look right to me. I have definitely, my mom has actually left just like 7 cents in the mailbox for the postman to pay for postage due. Which, yeah, you can do that. You should do that. I mean, the post office is doing good work. Oh, and hey, there was a news story that you are very unlikely, very, very unlikely to get coronavirus from your mail. So, good news, everybody. the best thing I ever mailed never arrived. It was a plastic bat that I had hand embroidered through the plastic the address. It was really rad. But I don't think it ever made it. So yeah, embroidery mail is great, but such work and really heartbreaking when it doesn't make it there. Because it's so much work. Embroidery is so much work. The thing about books and cutting them up is it's not something I do often. And I honestly, I'll go to a used bookstore or a flea market with the intention of buying a book specifically to recycle. And a lot of times I don't find good ones. But yeah, botanical illustration books and old encyclopedias, those are always good. Yeah, and sometimes books are damaged to begin with, and that can help you overcome your book murdering feeling. I have a bone folder. I don't tend to use it. I mean, I used it a little when I was making the envelopes, just to really crease, especially these plastic edges. But honestly, you can use the edge of a pencil or your fingernail. Like I most of the time I'm just running my fingernail down things. I know I want to do something more with this, but it's not that. It's not that either. Maybe this. No, it's not that either. I don't know. Moving on. Yeah, I do that so I don't get stuck. I don't get hung up on things. I just, I'll deal with that later. There's not a deadline. Well, so yeah, so my plan is to just kind of keep sharing until the set of envelopes is done. And so that'll include doing the rubber stamps and doing this postage stamps. It will not include addressing for clearly obvious reasons. Which is too bad, really, because the addressing is also part of it. Maybe I'll do the names. Aren't these labels obnoxious? There's a reason, like, all of the green ones are left from these sheets. But again, like, I'm trying to make myself use things, so. If you think watching this video is calming and relaxing, you should try just playing with paper yourself. I can tell you that it is, in fact, both of those things. And it's one of the reasons I do it. See, but if I do faux addressed envelopes, then I can't use them. And I want to use them. If these were for, like, recorded videos, yes, I would do that. I would do sample ones I would make up. I would either just, like, address them to myself, or use sample ones, but because this is an Instagram Live, I'm not gonna do that. But yes, if I make more polished videos that are more structured and instructional, I would do that. Again, see, I'm putting it on the back of another piece of paper so I don't get glue everywhere. That's so I can take glue all the way to the edge. I've clearly already done that on this piece of paper, which is why it's stuck on out. Come here. That's fine. Grab this scrap. Clean glue scrap. You see, I'm burnishing it down with my fingernail here. I do have a glass of water. I have been drinking it. I don't even, like, I don't hate drinking water. I just don't ever do it. So I'm only going to stream for a few more minutes. But I will be back at it tomorrow at the same time. And a lot of the selvage is actually gummed, so I could lick and stick it, but it curls the paper and it tastes awful, and sometimes the glue is bad after so many years, so I just use the tape runner. I don't tend to have a lot of leftovers because I use them while I work. Because, like, that's what this is. This is a leftover from making the envelopes. Like, it's the process that I go through. Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm constantly using my leftovers. Like, all of the waste from today is just this, which, to my mind, isn't really usable. You could probably use the creepy baby, but I'm not gonna. And this isn't even me. This is the backing of the thing. Which actually this is good for gluing on top of, so I'm gonna keep that. For now. Alright, one more. A blankie. Ooh, no. It's got like a weird kind of minty color, which looks nice with this. And I'm actually not going to fussy cut this one. I will kind of tear it. I'm going to trim that edge though. Just because it curls up. It is a glue runner, but it turns things into a sticker. Like it's thinner than double-sided tape. So, it's basically making anything into a sticker. It is an adhesive backing that happens. And Lee, you were very sweet. Thank you for calling me awesome.